everyone, welcome to our Tuesday morning tasty yoga session. Hope you're all okay this morning. Lovely day today. So today we'll be focusing on side angle pose. This pose is really good for relieving stiffness in the shoulders and the back, a request from Kerry Cook. So we're going to start today in a supine position. So coming down onto your mats, onto your back, and just start in corpse pose. Just push the back of your head into the mat to lift and separate the shoulder blades before relaxing them back down, and feel your spine lengthening along the mat. Just take a moment here to take a scan through your body, starting from tips of toes, sweeping upwards all the way to the crown of the head. And just noticing how you're feeling this morning, noticing what's going on with your body. And then take your focus to your breath. Taking nasal breathing, so breathing in and out through your nose. Notice what's going on with your breath this morning. Just taking a couple of moments here to let the body settle, to let the breath settle, and to let the mind settle. So you're in a nice place to begin your yoga practice this morning. We're going to start by taking a full body stretch. So next time you breathe in, become as long as you can possibly be. Point the toes, stretch the hands up overhead. And keep that length in your body. Keep the hips flat in the middle of the mat. We're going to move it into banana pose. So our first side stretch of the practice. Shift your feet, head and hands as far over to the left side of the mat as you can. Keeping the hips flat in the middle. And then cross your right ankle on top of your left. Your shoulders are relaxed. Enjoy that lovely opening in the right side of the body. Let's switch sides, so come back to the centre, nice and long. And then shift your feet, head and hands over to the right edge of the mat as far as you can. And cross your left ankle on top. And release. Come into the centre. We're taking knee to chest pose, right leg first. So bring your right knee in towards your chest. Gently take hold of the back of that leg as you draw the knee up, draw the knee down. And take that into toe to sky pose. So it's a straightening of that right leg, or towards straight. Just noticing how you're feeling in the hamstrings today. And release, back to your supine position. Let's take that left side, so knee to chest pose first. Draw the knee up, draw the knee down. And then toe to sky pose as we start to straighten that left leg. I'm a bit tight in the hamstrings this morning. And release. Okay, we're coming up to seated. We're taking mermaid pose. So little rock up, sweeping your legs round to the right. Left arm out to the side. We're going to take the right arm up towards the ceiling and reach across. Energy travelling all the way to the fingers. Keep this pose low, or if you want more, take it high, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, really stretching along the right side of the body. 2 more deep breaths here. Let's release our mermaid pose. Take that opposite side. So sweep your legs round to the left, right arm out to the side at an angle. Let's reach up and across left hand. Really reaching across all the way to your fingertips. Keep it low or lift the hips. 2 more deep breaths here. And release. Lovely. Okay, we're going to come to an all fours position now. So set your tabletop pose, your knees underneath your hips. Your wrists underneath your shoulders, apply your hand locks, really spreading the fingers and pushing your fingertips into the mat. Locking the elbows. We're taking cat-cow with our breath. So next time you breathe in, moving into cow pose where you move the chest, the gaze forwards, little dip in the back. On an out breath, pushing into cat stretch, pushing into the mat with knees and hands as you dome the back as much as you can. Let's take this a couple more times. An in-breath to dip. And an out breath to arch. Keep the elbows locked. Let's take that again. Breathing in, cow pose. And breathing out, cat stretch. Just pause here in your cat stretch. So pelvis is tilted towards a navel, chin towards the chest. Really push into the mat for that lovely separation in the shoulder blades. We're going to apply our internal lock. So drawing up on the pelvic floor, pulling the belly button towards the spine. Keep those internal locks applied as you release cat stretch to a flat back. We're coming into sunbird pose. Right leg comes back. Push into the ball of the foot to engage the muscles of your right leg and reach forward with the left hand. You're gazing toward your thumb. Let's make our way into the balance. So it's a lift of the right leg. Keep that right foot flexed. A little bit more of a lift with the leg and the arm as you really push into the mat right hands. Get your chest as far away from the mat as you can. Pausing here for 2 more breaths. Let's release it this side. Let's move into opposite side. Left leg comes back. Leg muscles engaged, internal locks applied. Reaching forward with the right hand. Moving into your balance, so lifting that left leg. Gazing towards right thumb, maybe a bit more of a lift for 3 breaths, for 2, for 1, and release that back down. Reset your tabletop pose, so knees back underneath your hips. Let's take our first downward facing dog of the session. Turn the toes, lift the bottom, take it up, take it back. It's a softening of the knees as you push into the mat with your hands. Really get your chest close to your thighs. And let's slowly walk it out. Pedal the heels up and down. One leg straightens, the other leg bends. Neck is soft. One more side each leg. And then bend both legs again. Really push into the mat even more. See if you can get your chest closer to the thighs. And then sink your heels down towards the mat. 2 nice big breaths here. Really enjoying that lovely lengthening in the side of the body. Let's lower the knees. Come back down to your tabletop position. We're taking extended child's pose. So resting on the tops of the feet, you take the bottom back towards the heels. Take your head down towards the mat and come onto your fingertips. So it's active in the hands, the wrists, the arms. Creep your fingers as far away as you can whilst keeping your bottom down towards the heels. And when you can creep your fingers away no more, flatten the hands on the floor. So we're in a nice active extended child's pose. You have the option to keep it here or option to bring it into heart center pose. If you're taking it heart center pose, it's a lift of the bottom as you slide the hands away even more. And either resting on your forehead, or if you want more, rest on your chin. Try to relax the shoulders as you sink your heart down towards the mat. 2 more deep breaths here, heart center pose. And then coming down into a prone position, so coming down onto your tummy. We're taking a locust pose variation now. So for this, your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders, so full body stretch. And rest your forehead on the mat. So we're going to begin by taking opposite arm and stretch with breath. On your next in-breath is a lift of the right hand, lift of the left leg. And as you breathe out, release. Let's take that opposite side. So next time you breathe in, right leg, left arm, really squeeze the glutes as you lift. Breathe out, release. Let's take that one more time each side. Breathe in, right arm, left leg. Breathe out, release. And then breathe in, left arm, right leg. And release. Okay, so this time we're going to lift everything together. So really stretch out. And then next time you breathe in, both legs, both arms, also your head, your gaze is between your thumbs. Really squeeze the glutes and reach forwards with the hands. We're pausing here for 3 breaths. For 2. For 1, and release that back down. Let's push into our child's pose. Take the bottom back towards the heels. Either have the arms in front, or you may want to stack the fists and rest your forehead on your hands. So just take your focus back to your breath. So using. Hi Sheila. Hope you're all right. Hope you're joining in. Fabulous. Okay. So when you've caught your breath, we're coming back to a tabletop position. Back to all fours. Coming back up into downward facing dog. This time you've got the option to move into twisted dog. Quite strong on the shoulders, so if you're working with any shoulder issues this morning, perhaps leave twisted dog out. So just check knees are underneath the hips before we turn the toes and lift up. Again, it's a softening of the knees. Really push into the mat to get the chest close to the thighs and then start to sink the heels down. Keep it here or take the twist. If you're taking the twist, it's left hand to your right ankle. Grab hold, pull round. So you're looking kind of underneath your right armpit up towards the ceiling. Pausing here for 3 breaths. For 2. For 1. If you were taking the twist, let's release back into the centre. Maybe walk it out. Let's twist opposite side. Right hand, left ankle. Grip hold, take the twist. So you're looking up underneath your left armpit towards the ceiling. For 3. For 2. For 1, and release. Start pedaling the heels up and down. We're coming into our dangling pose. So walk your feet towards your hands. Take hold of your elbows and just let the upper body hang nice and loose. Knees are soft. You may want to sway from side to side here. We're rolling up to standing this time, so soften the knees. Keep holding on to the elbows as you slowly roll up. Keep the chin into the chest for the last minute. And take the arms back. Reach up to the ceiling with your fingertips. So really pushing into the mat with your feet. Shoulder blades relax down the back, shoulders away from the ears. As you reach the fingertips upwards and gaze between the hands, you've come into your upward facing mountain. We're going to take this into a side stretch. Release your left hand to the side. Reach up even more with the right, then reach across. So pull back with that right shoulder, push out with your right hip as you gaze up towards the ceiling. See if you can reach that left hand down even more. And release to the centre. Let's take that opposite side. Reach up to the ceiling left. And then reach across as your right hand slides down the outside of your right leg. Pushing out with your left hip. And release. So come into the top of your mat. We're taking a couple of chair poses. For this, big toes touching, so heels just a little bit apart. Really ground the feet. Apply your foot lock. Push your feet into the mat. Engage these internal locks. So pulling up pelvic floor, pulling the belly button towards the spine, and squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Half chair to begin with. So you're reaching forwards with your hands. Gaze between the thumbs. And then we just simply take the bottom back, take the bottom down. Weight slightly in the heels here. So reaching back with the bottom as you reach forwards with the hands. You've got this nice stretch coming on here in the side of the body. Pausing here for 3 breaths. For 2. For 1. Let's take a breath in to reach back up, upward facing mountain. Lovely big stretch up. And then release the hands to your sides. Let's go again. This time we're going to take it into full chair pose. So reaching forwards first. Let's take the bottom back and down, half chair. Keep the shoulders released from the ears. Keep the shoulder blades down the back. Can we start to take the thumbs back? So starting to reach up towards the ceiling. Feel this nice lift in the chest. The gaze is upwards. See if you can sink the bottom a little bit lower. Really nice stretch for the side of the body. You should feel your back muscles working, your thigh muscles also. 2 more breaths here. And then on your next in-breath, reaching up, upward facing mountain. Out-breath, release the arms. Whew. Okay, mountain pose. So we're taking the feet back to hip distance, towards the top of your mat, so you've got room to step back. Taking a standing sequence here, we're going to start with a variation of pyramid pose. So left leg comes back first, not your maximum step back, about a torso's width back. Toes, knees, hips facing forwards. So we're going to start with the hands on the hips. Hips are level. So an in-breath to lengthen through the upper body. Keep that length. As you breathe out, fold forward, sort of aiming for halfway. Spine is long. Keep your right hand on the hip. We're going to reach forwards, left hand. So it's a gaze towards the thumb. Suck your thigh muscles back to your thigh bones. Breath in, see if you can get some more length in the upper body as you send your sitting bone back. And on an out breath, see if you can sink a little bit lower. So our pyramid pose variation. 2 more breaths here. And take your left hand back to your hip. Breathe in to come up. We're moving into a variation of Warrior One. So it's a bend of the right leg. Can you hop your left foot back a little bit more? This time turn that back foot out at a 45-degree angle. Start to sink the hips. Left hand on the hip this time, right hand extended. Really start to reach up with that right hand. You can leave left hand on hip or start to reach down the back of your left leg with that hand. So both hands reaching in opposite directions. Back leg straight, front leg bent. 2 more breaths here. And then take your hands back to your hips. We're coming into high crescent lunge. So you're coming onto the ball of your back foot. See if you can get that back foot back even more. More of a bend in your front leg, back leg even straighter. Hips level. Let's take both hands up this time. Shoulders released away from the ears. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Energy travelling all the way to your fingertips as you gaze upwards. For 3. For 2. For 1. Let's release the hands to the hips. 1 big step back to the top of the mat. Walk it out if you need to. Whew. Let's take that sequence opposite side. So starting with the feet hip distance. A step back with your right leg. Both legs strong and straight. Engage those leg muscles, engage your core. Hands to hips. Breath in to lengthen through the upper body. Breath out to fold forwards. Halfway fold. Keep the torso long. Let's reach forward this time with the right hand. You're gazing towards your right thumb. Breath in. See if you can get some more length. Breath out. See if you can fold a little bit more. 2 more breaths here. Release that right hand to your hip coming up. You're going to take a bend in your left leg as you hop the right leg back some more. So right foot 45-degree angle. Nice deep bend in that left leg. Your left arm reaching up to the ceiling this time. So you're gazing upwards. You can keep your right hand on your hip or reach down the back of that right leg with the hand if you prefer. Can you sink the hips a bit lower? For 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Moving into our high crescent lunge this time. So coming onto the ball of the back foot. Front legs even more bent. Back legs nice and straight. Really push that heel down towards the mat. Both hands reach up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. 3. Nice big deep breaths here. Cores engaged. Feeling strong. 2. For 1. Release the hands to your hips. And a big step back to the top of your mat. Let's walk it out. Let's see who's in. Oh, hi Graham. Hi Steve. Okay, our next sequence. So we're starting to move into our side angle pose. If you turn landscape on your mats, take your legs wide. So maximum width this time. We're going to be coming forward, so you want your toes in, heels out. This helps protect your knees. Really engage the muscles of your legs, engage the core. Take your hands to your hips. So wide leg forward fold to begin this sequence. It's an in breath to lengthen through the upper body. On an out breath, keep that length as you fold forwards. And your options, you can keep your hands on your hips or you can release your hands to the mat. Pausing here. Neck soft. Shoulders relaxed. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Be pushing into the mat with your feet so your legs are still strong, they're still active. We're going to come up to standing now. So take your hands to your hips, breathe in to come up. Warrior 2 pose. You're turning your right foot towards the short edge of the mat, taking a nice deep bend. So you sink those hips nice and low. So your left leg straight, right leg's bent. Let's reach the arms out to the side, shoulder height, stretching from fingertips to fingertips. Can you sink a bit lower? The gaze is towards the middle finger of your right hand. For 3, for 2, for 1. We're moving into half side angle. So you're taking your right elbow to your right thigh as you reach up to the ceiling with your left hand. So your shoulders are stacked. You're aiming to get this left shoulder on top of your right. See if you can sink your hips a little bit lower. Pull back with that top shoulder. You turn your chest towards the ceiling. Gaze is upwards. We push your feet into the mat. Feel strong. 1 more breath here. Release that raised arm, hands to hips as you come up. Let's adjust the feet. We're going to go left side. Your left foot towards short edge of the mat. Let's take a nice deep bend. Sink the hips low. Just check your right leg's nice and straight. You're really pulling your thigh muscle back towards your thigh bone. Reach out from right to left. Shoulders away from the ears. Your focus, your middle finger of your left hand, sink the hips even lower, Warrior 2 pose. And let's take elbow to thighs, we come into half side angle. So you're reaching up towards the ceiling with this right hand, shoulders are stacked. Sink the hips lower, start to turn the chest, the gaze towards the ceiling. For 3. For 2, for 1, and release. Take the hands to the hips. Let's just rest the legs. So bring the feet back in. Pedal the heels up and down. Are we all feeling okay? It's a bit warm in my living room, the sun's coming through the window. Right, okay, so we're moving on to our main pose of the session. If you've got a brick, it might come in handy, or anything like a brick, a book or something. So take that towards the right side of your mat, stepping wide again, really wide. Really push your feet into the mat, engage the muscles of your legs, engage the core. Turn your right foot towards short edge and take a deep bend in that right leg, left leg straight. So we'll come to half side angle first, elbow to thigh. Reach up to the ceiling with this left hand, shoulders are stacked. Now we're going to start to reach across. Really push into your left foot so you can feel this energy travelling all the way left side of body to fingertips left side. Sink the hips even lower. Now we're going to release the right hand towards the floor, towards your brick or your book. So you can either take it on the inside of the leg, or maybe you prefer to take it to the outside of the leg. Chest towards the ceiling, gaze towards the ceiling. Push into your left foot, stretch all the way up the side of the body to fingertips. 4 more breaths here. 3, 2, 1, and release. If you were using the brick, let's take that over to the left side. Let's go again. Left toes towards short edge of the mat as you take a nice deep bend in that left leg. So your hips, your chest facing that long edge of the mat. Left elbow to left thigh, reach up towards the ceiling first with your right hand, stack the shoulders. As you reach up, sink the hips, then start to reach across. Really push into your right foot, stretch all the way up, right side of the body, fingertips right side. Sink the hips lower, chest towards the ceiling, that top shoulder pull back. Option to start to lower, so taking that left hand on the inside or the outside of the leg. You might be different from one side of the body to the next. Enjoy the stretch, feeling strong. For 3, for 2, for 1. Release your side angle pose. Well done, everyone. Coming up, shuffle the feet in. Walk it out if you need to. Lovely. And we're going to roll back down to the mat. So take hold of your elbows, chin towards your chest, and just let the weight of your head carry you forwards, returning to your dangling pose. So feel slowing down of your heart rate, of your breath. Release your hands to the mat, come down onto your knees. We're going to finish our practice with a child's pose. So bottom back towards the heels, knees comfortable distance apart. Stack your fists and rest your forehead on your hands. Just close your eyes and take your focus back to your breath. See if anyone else is in. Hi Julie, hi Martin, hope you're all right. Thanks guys, hope you enjoyed that. So I'll be teaching, this week I'll be teaching 5 more full-length yoga classes on Zoom. So details of how to access them are on my Facebook page. Hope you can join me. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We can go and enjoy some sunshine now. Bye then guys, see you all again soon. Have a lovely day. Thank you.